Hey everybody, Mike here. I'm Bella's in town. We got some shooting to do in Atlanta. I'm here with my friends Butler Tire and Brian Pruvitt. His car, his new Navigator is out here. Looks like he backed it out and did some trim. And I drove the LX today. I'm thinking, well, this be a pretty cool comparison. And the first thing you'll notice is, while the LX is pretty big, I think it's about 200 inches long. Navigator is pretty massive. I think it's 210 inches long. Those extra 10 inches difference, it's huge. And I'm gonna show you first the cargo area difference in the rear. Not gonna get in between what you think of the styling, yada yada, because you can come to your own conclusions. I'm sure there's plenty of pictures online. Really don't care much to compare the two, to be quite honest with you. I think both look fantastic, if you want to know my personal opinion. But one thing about the LX, it is an 8-seater, believe it or not, not a 7, not a 6. And what I'm gonna do is, I had to raise the seats actually. The seats don't fall flat. You should know that by now. But you can see I'm gonna drop the seat with the controls right here. I always love this little car. And I'm gonna pull it back here. And you can see there's room, obviously. I've packed it to the top. I can actually raise the recline up. But it's not obviously as spacious as this, and you'll see the immediate difference. Now, of course, there's pluses and minuses to that. But I pressed the button. There we go. So you can see with the Navigator, I likely wouldn't have had to drop the seat to fit Bella's equipment. You can see that seat's actually down right here. You can see. Now the car is lighter, right? It's not a black interior. It's a very light leather color, so it's gonna be naturally look area. But you can see that there's a ton of room behind the third row. And looks like I'm not gonna touch anything, but it's electronic. Looks like there's even a second row electronic to drop down the second row seats if you have some cargo. And Lincoln knocked it out with the interior. You've probably seen my truck. I'll put a link to it, but of course these are TVs built in. The rear seat controls is even rear AC. And the Navigator, really nice. First off, that dropped down like a Range Rover, right? Automatically deployed. The wood is fantastic. I love the speakers. So Lincoln has done a really fantastic job here. I am unsure if you can get a middle row seat, and this is an optional captain's chair. I'm not sure. The seats look fantastic. Look at the detailing right here. Nice little Lincoln badge. Easy to drop down. Even the badge, there's some chrome on the carpet right there. And this obviously lights up, from my understanding, and you can control the front here. And if you look, it has like a floating seat. I believe that's an optional on the Continental as well. That's where I've seen it first. Really cool, just cool. I'm not sure if it's a better seat, if it's more safe, I'm not sure. But you can see there's quite a bit of leg room. Again, this is pretty massive. I mean, look at the detailing on the door, even the bottom speaker. So let's go to the front. LX, you should be familiar with. It was completely redesigned. I think over 3,000 parts. I think a couple years ago. Wood, real genuine wood trim, has the fridge. But again, the black interior is more business-like, but for comparison purposes, it's always a little tough with a lighter car because the lighter interior car will always look roomier. In addition to this already being a pretty roomy car. So there you go, drops down, and the detailing, I'm really impressed. Looks like this is you pull this little tab. Wow, nice handle to open the door. Got your chrome detailing, like a raised dash. You got your wood trim right here. Raised armrest. Your iPad-like screen. Everybody's doing that, so I'm not really worried about that. It used to be a complaining point on the internet a few years ago, but I think everybody's done it at this point, that people have just adapted to it. I mean, what is a interior designer supposed to do when people want larger screens? I think you just gotta kind of put a TV in it and make it look as good as you can. There's the control for the seat. Alright, open this. Alright. So overall, fantastic. It's got his little badging right there. It's pretty cool. Nice and subtle. Not Scott, sorry, Brian. His name is Scott for Lexus. There's his hashtag. Pretty cool. Butler Tire is always taking care of his vehicles. So yeah, a quick comparison between the two. I am a big fan of both. I think Lincoln has knocked it out of the park. If you look at the data, the sales data, and what we've been hearing, Lincoln can't keep this thing in shelves. And we're talking about the price has gone up. I think it's now like between 60 to 100,000. So Lincoln has to be very happy right now. Obviously, gas prices are rising, but I think people that buy this type of vehicle honestly don't care. They have the means. It's probably the third or fourth car, maybe their 10th car, and it doesn't really matter. Thanks, my homies Butler Tire. She's out there working hard. And hopefully you learned a little something as I compared these two inside and out.